Hey guys, I wanted to hop on today and talk a little bit about growing your team using Facebook ads. Now, I am by no means a Facebook ad specialist. I have taken a few courses, I have done research over the various years that I have been doing Facebook ads. They are total hit and miss. So it just depends, but I'm going to go through the basics on how you can get started using a Facebook ad to help grow your team. So I have grown my team probably not close to 90% of it using Facebook ads. If you are watching this video and you were made aware of Zaya or found me from one of my Facebook ads, comment below just so we can see how powerful Facebook ads can be. So I would love to hear, comment below if you enrolled with me via a Facebook ad, because I know there's a lot of you. So you don't need a large budget to get started with Facebook ads. I initially started, I think my first ad, I started it to do $25 and it just took off so well that I let it go up to, was it close? I think it was $180 that I let it go up to, just because it turned out to be a good ad. It got momentum, it had a lot of comments, and I just kept increasing the budget. But you really don't need much. I try to take my earnings and reinvest them back into my business. One, it's good for write-offs, and two, if you're not investing or reinvesting into growing your business, you're ultimately not growing, right? So I like to reinvest that money back into the business, and I really like dabbling with Facebook ads. I find it fun, I find it exciting. It's not always going to work. There are ads that I start and they are crickets. I'll let them run for 2 or 3 days, and if it's nothing, I turn them off and I try again with new copy, new photo. So I find it takes a lot of playing. It takes a lot of keeping your eye on them. If they're not performing, shut them off, try something else, because I've done this various times. Some of them, for I don't know why, but they just take off, and some of them just don't do anything, right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about targeting. I won't get into it too detailed because, again, I'm not an expert. I've just dabbled a lot. So we'll talk about how you can target and the demographics and everything like that. And I'm going to walk you through how I set up my ads. So there's a very complex way to set up ads through your ads manager on desktop. I find that tricky sometimes. 90% of my ads I set up via my mobile device right from my phone. So I'm going to walk you through on how to do that. So let's talk about some targeting. So first I want you to take a piece of paper and jot down who would be good at selling activewear, who would enjoy activewear, what demographics, what niche. So first, personal trainers, Beachbody coaches, yoga instructors. What else? Anything fitness related, really. Just really sit down and think about who would be good at activewear or at selling activewear, or who would be interested in selling activewear or representing this brand. And ultimately it comes down to a lot of fitness related stuff, right? Not necessarily, but we'll get into this. So make a list, and this is going to be your target audience. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. You don't want to create a target audience that says, maybe I want to target a dental hygienist, and then I'm going to target Good Life Fitness, and then I'm going to target moms, and then I'm going to target spa owners. That is just way too diverse. Facebook is going to get confused and your ad will not perform. Keep it in a certain niche. So maybe you want to run an ad that's targeted strictly towards moms, right? Maybe you want to target, there's so many different things that pop up when you play around with your ads targeting in your ad. You can type in mom and it'll start finishing the sentence for you, and it will give you things like maybe Scary Mommy. That's a really popular blog that a lot of moms follow. So you can target that. Maybe you can target stroller walk or anything to do with moms, but keep it in that niche. Maybe you want to target fitness people, so you're going to target Good Life. You can target Good Life as an employer. So that means you're targeting people that work at Good Life. You can target Lululemon as a brand, or you can target Lululemon as an employer for targeting people that actually work there. So you have to really look at what comes up when you're targeting. It'll be interest, it will say your interests, or it'll say employer. So really look at that as well. But you're going to keep that in a niche. And then maybe for the next one, you're going to target, like, maybe you're a nurse, so you're targeting nurses and anything to do with nursing. And it's going to show up to that demographic, people that are nurses. Anybody can do this. Activewear is the fashion trend right now. So really, it doesn't have to be someone that's in the fitness industry that can do this. It can be a nurse. Maybe she works out 5 days a week and she loves activewear. So think about that when you're choosing your target audience. Keep it niche specific. Maybe you want to target 3 different niche. We have to set up 3 different ads, right? Putting all these targets, all these fun, exciting target audiences into one is just going to confuse Facebook. So I want you to keep in mind when you're targeting to keep it niche specific. You can have like 4 or 5. I usually put in 4 or 5 different targets into an audience. And then if I want to target something else, you create a separate ad, right? So I want you to keep that in mind when you're choosing your target audience. Okay, so you're gonna go to your Facebook page, so like your like page, and you're gonna see this little menu at the top that's moving. You're going to click ads. Now, I do a lot of my ads from my phone, so this is what you see now. Now, there are different ads you can promote. You can promote strictly down here to get likes to your page, to get more eyes on your page. You can do this one at the top here, get more messages, where a button will show up for people to message you. Now, it's hit and miss. Sometimes when I run those ads, I get people messaging, and sometimes I get nothing. So this is all hit and miss. Now, if you want to attach your form, which is a great idea, you're going to go to this top one here, the green arrow. It says get more website visitors. You're going to click that. And then up here at the top, you're going to put your graphic and you're going to put your headline. So your text, actually. Your headline, I would just put into here like apply today. And then your text is just going to be a short and sweet headline. So like brand ambassador search, looking for a career in the activewear industry. So this is how it will show up. So you just want to short and sweet. You can put brand influencers, new to Canada brand influencers need it, brand ambassador search, like anything. You can just think of anything really catching that's just like kind of like a one line that's short and sweet. So this is what it will look like. And then this is right here is where you're going to put your Wufoo form. So that this button is going to, right now it says no button, but you can put like learn more. They used to have an option where it said apply now, but they don't anymore. So you can just click learn more and then put in your, save that. And then put in right here your Wufoo form. So when people click, it's going to go to your Wufoo form. Now when you come to the targeting, you're going to go down here and edit. And you can do like say Canada, or you can just do United States. You can target all of Ontario. You can target Nova Scotia. You can target a town. You can target Toronto, Ontario. So you can get super specific or super broad. Down here, the age, I usually go about 29 to like 45. You can play with that. It's the bottom here that's really important. So you're going to want to make sure you hit women. If you hit all, you're going to just end up getting really creepy men with your ads. You want to always hit women. And then for targeting, There's so many different ways to play around with this. I have yet to nail it down. But I do things like yoga studio. So you can do yoga studio. Interest, you can do like personal trainer. You can do Good Life Fitness. So you could do like Good Life Fitness, but like people that work there. So like the second one, so their employer is Good Life Fitness. You can do fashion, you can do sportswear, you can do so many different targets. But I would just do like 3 or 4, because then Facebook gets confused if you do too many. So then you save, and then you just go down here and pick your daily budget and you click promote. So your ad will now show up with your Wufoo form. So I hope that helped setting up an ad. I'd recommend just playing around with it, putting it out there, seeing how it goes. The other way, second way you can run an ad is by a boosted post. Now I've dabbled with both. The one that really took off for me ended up being a boosted post. It was a post that I put up on my like page talking about ambassadors in Canada and looking for new ambassadors. And I boosted the post and it really took off. So there are, again, it's playing back and forth. There are many different ways. So I think just dabbling with it will be good. If anything, it's bringing in people to your page, new eyes, curiosity, maybe new connections. If they don't commit right away, it's a way to direct new traffic to your site. One thing that has been very helpful for me, and I've been doing it since the get-go a year ago, was a Wufoo form. There are many different platforms you can use for forms, but I use Wufoo. It is a free platform to use. It's a place where you create a form and people will submit forms. So you have their email address. You get to know a little bit about them if they're from Canada or the United States, depending what you put in your form. I'll drop in the link, the comments below what my form looks like. And it's just a good way to build a rapport and get talking to that person. I find with ads, some people will like them, but they won't go out of their comfort zone to comment or message. But if there's a form there for them to fill out, they may go fill the form out. So with the form, I have been able to create my email list. I'm not faithful with my email list, but it's a work in progress. Since you're given, they have to put their email in for the form, you then have their email address. I then take their email address and I put it into MailChimp. And they have the option to subscribe to my mail channel, my email channel, or whatever you call it, my email list. So from there I can continue to send emails out. I have people on that email list that filled out a form a year ago that are still opening my emails. They haven't jumped yet, but they're still opening my emails because I use MailChimp. It's also a free platform. You can see how many times they've opened it, who's looked at your email, and yada, yada, yada. So I now have the paid version of Wufoo because I think once you get over a certain amount of form submissions, you have to pay. I've had close to 600 forms filled out since I launched a year ago from Zaya. Now, the success rate from those forms is low. I would say it's about 10% because no, I don't have 600 enrollments under me. So it's low, but at least I have a connection with them and have, access to be able to still connect with them a year later, whether we're conversing or they're just looking at my emails. So I think forms are a great addition to your business, and I'm going to post my form below so that you can have a look at how I've worded my form.